Before we start, hit subscribe for shocking real-life stories where betrayal, secrets, and unexpected twists change everything. You won't want to miss what happens next. I never thought a casual office conversation would turn my life upside down. My name is Ryan, and I've been married to Mia for 6 years. On paper, our marriage was perfect. Stable jobs, a nice home, friends and family, weekend dinners. But the truth, as I would soon discover, was far more complicated. It all started one Thursday evening. I was at Mia's office to pick her up after work because she had stayed late finishing a project. As I waited in the lobby, Liam, one of her co-workers, approached me. Friendly, casual, he smiled as if we were old friends. "Hey, Ryan, mind if I chat for a minute?" I nodded cautiously. Liam led me to a quiet corner, away from the buzz of the office. "Look, I don't usually do this," he said, lowering his voice, "but I think you should know some things about Mia." My heart skipped a beat. Secrets? Betrayal? What could he possibly mean? Liam leaned in closer, his tone serious. "Mia, she's been hiding a lot lately. Meetings, she says, are work-related. Late nights, she says, are for projects. There's more going on behind the scenes than you know." I froze, unable to process his words. My mind raced. Mia had been acting slightly distant, preoccupied, but I had chalked it up to work stress. I had no idea it went deeper than that. Then came the offer. Liam hesitated, then whispered, "I can show you proof. I have access to her messages and some records." I didn't want to get involved, but "I think you deserve to see the truth." My pulse raced. This was something I couldn't ignore. I felt a mix of dread, anger, and disbelief. Could Mia really be betraying me? The thought was unbearable, but Liam's presence offered a strange opportunity, an unexpected path to clarity. I followed him to a quiet conference room. There, he showed me screenshots, subtle hints, and interactions I would never have imagined. Mia wasn't just hiding small secrets. There were interactions with someone from her office that crossed boundaries, things that suggested emotional intimacy, flirtation, and possibly more. I didn't confront Mia immediately. I had to plan my next move carefully. Liam's offer had given me insight into a hidden world, a reality that Mia had deliberately kept from me. I knew that when I finally confronted her, I needed evidence, strategy, and control. By the time I drove home that evening, my mind was a whirlwind. The perfect image of my marriage had been shattered. But within that chaos, I felt a strange sense of empowerment. Knowledge, after all, is power, and now I had the power to face the truth head-on. The next few days were tense. Mia seemed completely unaware that anything had shifted. She continued her routine, work, dinners, casual chats. But beneath the surface, I was observing, analyzing, and collecting my thoughts. Liam had given me enough evidence to see patterns, to connect the dots, and to anticipate her behavior. I started documenting everything carefully. Screenshots, timestamps, and notes about interactions that didn't feel right. I wasn't acting out of impulsive anger. I needed clarity and undeniable proof. If confrontation was inevitable, I wanted to hold all the cards. One evening, Mia mentioned a work event that she needed to attend alone. Normally, I might have let it go, but my instinct screamed otherwise. I decided to attend as well, disguised as a casual visitor, to see the dynamics firsthand. At the event, I observed her interactions, the subtle glances, the lingering touches, and the private whispers that confirmed my suspicions. The emotional intimacy she shared with her colleague wasn't just friendly. It was personal, secretive, and deceptive. I stayed hidden, recording everything discreetly. After the event, Liam reached out to me again. "You saw enough tonight," he said. I didn't want to involve myself further, but the truth is clear. You need to confront her before this goes further. The confrontation was inevitable. I chose a quiet evening at home, ensuring we were alone. Mia had no idea what I knew. I played the first video clip. The subtle interactions, the messages, the unmistakable signs of emotional betrayal. Her face changed instantly. Confusion, shock, fear, and guilt all flashed across her expression. "Ryan, it's not what it looks like," she stammered, trying to maintain control, try to rewrite the narrative she had carefully constructed. But the evidence was undeniable. Every message, every gesture, every hidden moment was laid bare. I didn't yell or argue. I simply let the video play, letting the truth speak louder than words ever could. Mia's composure crumbled. I looked at her calmly and said, "The trust we built doesn't exist anymore. You've made your choices, and now you must face the consequences." Her hands shook as she tried to reach for an explanation, but I cut her off gently but firmly. "There's nothing left to explain, Mia. The betrayal is complete, and the only way forward is to separate, legally, emotionally, completely." Even as she sobbed, I felt a strange clarity. Betrayal is painful, yes, but it also illuminates reality. I had feared the unknown, but now I faced it with strategy and certainty. The next step was clear. Legal separation, reclaiming my life, and ensuring Mia understood that deception carries consequences. The following days were tense, filled with a quiet storm. I moved carefully, preparing myself emotionally and practically for the confrontation and inevitable separation. I contacted a lawyer, gathered all the evidence Liam had helped me collect, and set the stage for clarity and finality. One evening, Mia returned home from work, unaware that her hidden world had been exposed. I asked her to sit in the living room. She looked nervous, sensing something was off. Without a word, I played the compiled video clips, the undeniable moments of secret interactions, the intimate messages, the deceit she had tried so hard to hide. Her reaction was immediate. Shock, disbelief, fear, and guilt all washed over her. She tried to explain, to justify, to rewrite the story she had carefully crafted. But I had no patience for lies anymore. Every gesture, every whisper, every secret encounter was documented. The truth was undeniable. "I trusted you, Mia," I said, my voice calm but firm. "And you broke that trust. Completely. There's no going back from this." Her eyes filled with tears. "Ryan, I made a mistake. I didn't mean for this to happen," she pleaded. But words alone couldn't undo months of betrayal, secrecy, and deception. I handed her the divorce papers, my hand steady, my heart resolute. "Sign them," I said quietly. "It's the only way forward for both of us." Her hands shook as she took them, realizing the finality of her actions. She tried to linger, to search for a trace of mercy in my eyes. But there was none. The betrayal had ended her claim to our shared life. As she signed, a strange mixture of sorrow and relief washed over me. Sorrow for the life we had lost, relief for the clarity I now held. The deception that had festered in the shadows was fully exposed, and I could finally reclaim my peace of mind. In the weeks that followed, I moved out, carefully removing reminders of the life we had built together. Friends and family offered support, and I allowed myself to grieve. The pain was sharp, but the lessons were invaluable. Betrayal tests character, and true strength lies in facing it with patience, evidence, and strategy. I also confronted Liam, not with anger, but to acknowledge the unexpected role he had played in bringing the truth to light. The affair ended immediately, and the deceptive relationship was dismantled with quiet precision. The lesson was clear. Deceit carries consequences, and hidden choices always find a way to surface. Reflecting on everything, I realized this wasn't just about betrayal. It was about reclaiming my dignity, my life, and my understanding of who could be trusted. The Coworker's unexpected offer to reveal the truth became the turning point that saved me from being lost in a web of lies. Some betrayals, painful as they are, force clarity, growth, and the courage to start anew. And as for Mia, she learned too, though too late, that secrets, lies, and betrayal leave permanent marks, and some choices can never be undone.